Yo, listen, it's Platinum Max, part of the Acclaim, the Platinum Playboy, best wrestler alive, and you are rocking with the Bob Culture Podcast. Yo, listen, Platinum on the mic, and I'm coming for your ass. I'm listening to the Bob Culture Podcast, and I think it's the hottest show in the game, because them and everybody loves the Acclaim. Now, scissor me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back here live at Men in Sports Arena for 80s Wrestling Con. Please welcome to the show, making his debut, We Are Not Worthy, a former ISPW Heavyweight Champion, a former MLW Tag Team Champion. Please welcome to the show. Well, we're breathing rarefied air right now, known as Mr. Richard Holliday. Welcome in, Richard. Thanks for a few minutes, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the warm intro. Much appreciated and well-deserved.
Yeah, I took the words out of my mouth. Very well deserved. Don't want to bury the lead here. First and foremost, Richard, I don't know if congrats is the right word, but it's amazing to see the things that you've overcome. I believe you posted the other day, 1 year in remission. How are you feeling mentally,
amazing,
physically, emotionally? Yeah, that's amazing to hear, man.
Great. No, thank you very much.
Of course.
It's the best I've ever felt. You know, every day I feel better than the last, and I feel great. My body's in awesome shape right now. It's been a year, and you know, life kind of moves kind of quickly, and it's very fluid, as you can see, the ups and downs that come along with it. But I'm in a great space right now, physically, mentally, everything.
You look like $1 million, man. I got to ask you this one. I saw a post. I think it was back when we did the Wildwood show last summer with Justin Carino's kid, little Justin, man. Got a little emotional. I think it's amazing. I'm rocking the pin right now. I think the 80s team was raising money for him today. When you see kids like that, you see what they go through, man. I forget what the verbiage was in the post, man, but you said there was a connection there. What's it like for you seeing like kids kind of go through that right now?
Listen, I can consider myself to be a strong individual. I'd be lucky to be half as strong as someone like Justin. I couldn't imagine, you know, and you know, the bad part is to me, the worst part about, you know, that disease or any disease that a child can go through is they don't even really know what's going on, really. They can't even really comprehend what life is supposed to be like, and why they're going through what they're going through. I mean, at such a young, tender age, they might not know any different. You know, he's not like he's, 1 or 2 years old and you really have, no comprehension, but it's like he really has no idea of like what normal childhood is. And to me, that's the worst part about it. And then, but I know he's going to be fine. He's, like I said, he's an absolute warrior. Justin's strong. I think about him all the time. I'm always reaching out to his father to make sure everything is good. So, constantly in my prayers thinking about him.
I love that, man. And I feel you guys had that connection. It's something special. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you and open up about that. I got to ask you this. We got to talk shop a little bit, Richard.
Yeah.
Versus the All-Father here tonight at Rock N Wrestling.
Can't wait, man.
I mean, it's a big deal. I believe you guys have never touched. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Never. No. And
Match of the year contender. I'm just going to put it out there. Your thoughts going into this one, sir?
Sure. I mean, it seems like people are putting a lot of kind of importance and expectations behind the matchup. And, if you actually on the poster, it says Independent Wrestling Dream Match.
Yep. Yeah.
So, and it's like one of those things where, you could bill a match however you want to bill it and, have an expectation, speculate however you want. We have similar styles, but we have very contrasting styles in the way that we approach wrestling and everything. So, styles make fights, and I think that this is going to be something, that people are going to enjoy, people are going to want to see, and I hope people come out to Morristown, New Jersey, and I don't know if this is being streamed anywhere or anything like that.
They're here. They got you covered, bro.
Okay, cool.
We'll
Listen,
get that awesome
I hope it gets seen to the masses and everything like that. So, hopefully we tear the house down.
It should. I believe it'll be on Premier Streaming Network for sure.
Oh, great.
Shameless promo. I want to talk about your in-ring work, your philosophy, because I first saw you in person when you came back to ISPW. You ran through the tournament. You were a former ISPW Heavyweight Champion. But I saw you in person, and I'm like, he has it. He has all, from the finishing move to the entrance to the music. the whole persona, everything, man. Just tell us about the care, the time, because, it's hard for a lot of these indie talent to kind of find that connection, find their philosophy here. And I felt like as soon as I saw you, I'm like, yep, I'll see him on TV in a couple of weeks, man. And I still feel that way.
Yeah, and this is no slight at anybody.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to be somebody presented authentically. Right? It's a lot of people are like trying to find their way of like, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that, and what will work for me. And listen, I went through those growing pains too, and it's going to happen to everybody.
Yeah.
It's just for me, it's just like I know who I am, I know what I bring to the table, and I know what I do really well, and that's just how I present myself. So, whether people take notice of the gear I wear, or the music I have, or the moves that I do, the way that I move, the way that I talk, I'm just being authentically me. And I've just found myself over the course of my tenure in the business. So that's ultimately really what it is how authentic are you to yourself? And that's just how I present myself, and that's how I've always approached wrestling and the way I look, talk, whatever. That's just how I've always looked at it.
I love it, man, and it's great. Like I say, I still feel that way. I'm not going to ask the cliche question, but no secret, you've been backstage at a lot of the major companies. You've had major tryouts. I think every time I see you, I say, hey, I probably won't see you again, so for a long time, and I mean that in all the best ways. You're killing it right now. We've seen the relationship, obviously, with the Dynasty in the past. MJF, I know you get this question. There was an on-screen relationship you had where you worked the heck out of all of us on that one. Very well said. I'm not going to ask where. It's just a matter. It's not a matter of if. It's just a matter of when and where, man.
Exactly.
What are the goals moving forward? I'll word it to you that way.
The ring.
Fair enough.
Goals in the ring. That's it. A lot of people ask me these questions. They're fair questions. I don't have a crystal ball. I only have a calendar. Today is the 4th of May. I'm wrestling for ISPW in what is being deemed as an independent wrestling dream match. That's my goal.
Yeah.
My goal is to wake up tomorrow on May 5th.
Yeah.
The way I approach life is 24/7. It's the gym, it's my diet, it's everything around it, it's my training, it's, when I get the opportunity to get into the ring, it's all of those things. So it's like my goal is to just be better than I was yesterday and to win the day. Go to bed tonight saying, man, today was awesome. That's it. My goal's in the ring.
I love it, man. Hey, Richard, I want to thank you for a few minutes of your time, man.
Thank you so much,
This is
man.
bucket list for us, man. Continued success in whatever you do moving forward.
Yeah,
Appreciate
hell
your
yeah,
time,
guys.
man.
I appreciate it.
Guys,
Thank
follow
you so
at
much.
Most Marketable. We out. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The BCP is brought to you by our favorite store, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in the Englishtown Flea Market in New Jersey from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, and online at FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com. Get your favorite wrestling merch, retro video games, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, so much more. It's our favorite store. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the BCP. Also got to welcome back our sponsors, the No Gimmicks Podcast, the podcast that keeps it 100% real 100% of the time. Check out our guy Kelvin, only on the No Gimmicks Podcast. Wrestling All Day, All Night is the best wrestling discussion group on Facebook. We provide more of a community feel here and have wrestling fans introduce other fans to something they may not have seen before, such as old school wrestling, indie wrestling, Japanese wrestling, and so much more. We also strive to be a source of information regarding upcoming wrestler meet and greets and signings. And remember, we're open 24/7, all day, all night. Be sure to follow on socials and join the group on Facebook at Wrestling All Day, All Night. Welcome back our sponsor, Sweet Chin Musings. Sweet Chin Musings is the creation of the reigning, rarely defending, highly disputed champion of wrestling podcast, Mr. Perfect, Mike Mueller, and his tag team partner in crime, Luke Kudialis. SCM focuses on the in-ring product of WWE and AEW, no dirt sheet rumors here, as well as backstage news, predictions, and analysis of characters, storylines, and major pay-per-views. Old school fans, don't worry, we have you covered as well, with a look back on classic matches, top 10 lists, and interactive tournaments that let the fans decide who is truly the best of all time. You can find them at Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings, and check out the podcast on all major podcast platforms. Please welcome back our sponsors on the BCP Plus and the podcast, GPW Productions. GPW provides your promotion or event with top-tier video, audio production, live streaming, and more. I can personally vouch for them in saying they are hands down the best production company I've ever worked with, as they have and continue to work with the likes of AEW, GCW, StarCast, MLW, not to mention the majority of the local independent promotions here in the tri-state area. They can even help you film a vignette or promo for your persona or gimmick. And guess what? GPW doesn't just work in wrestling. No, they cover MMA, boxing, basketball, or any other sporting event as well. On a personal note, I'd like to thank Mike Sesko, Frank Leone, O'Neil Andros, and the team for giving me multiple opportunities to work with them and some of the best talent in the world. Thank you, GPW, and guys, book GPW for your promotion or event today at contact@gpwproductions.com. Please welcome in our new sponsor for the month of April, ISPW Independent Superstars of Pro Wrestling, ahead of their event at Hopatcong High School, Friday, April 12th at 7:30 p.m., featuring WWE legend and guest ISPW General Manager Typhoon. Also, check out their event, War at the Williams Center, featuring former WWE superstar Gangrel. And of course, don't forget the marquee event, 80s Wrestling Con, ISPW Rock N Wrestling 3 at the Menon Sports Arena in Morristown, New Jersey. Again, immediately following 80s Wrestling Con, Saturday, May 4th. Get your tickets now and be sure to follow ISPW across the board on all socials. Please welcome back one of our favorite podcast sponsors, Key Nation, featuring our very own BCP and BCP Plus contributor, Mr. Wayne Keener. Make sure to follow Key Nation on TikTok and Instagram for great puns, memes, dad jokes, and random ridiculous content. Thank you, Wayne, for sponsoring the BCP. Don't forget to check out one of our newest sponsors here on the BCP, Chop City Wrestling. Chop City Wrestling is where our pal Ryan Steniford takes chops from wrestlers and donates $20 to Connor's Cure for every chop he takes. Follow his adventures on his YouTube channel for all those chops and some great pro wrestling content, all for a good cause. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and thank you, Ryan, for sponsoring the BCP. Please welcome in our new podcast sponsor, From the Left Side. From the Left Side has all of your wrestling and sports news. Check out From the Left Side at facebook.com/From the Left Side with On Air E, and be sure to hit that follow button. Thank you, From the Left Side. Please welcome back one of our favorite sponsors, Mania Club. Established in 2015, Mania Club is a WWE-recognized community for fans with an eclectic love for both the world of professional wrestling and raising money for Connor's Cure. During WrestleMania weekend, we host the official tailgate of WrestleMania while also celebrating the life of Connor McCollum. They are the single largest donor within the V Foundation for Connor's Cure, with over $150,000 raised. Please donate and join the Facebook group over at Mania Club on Facebook. Donate at jimmyv.org/Mania Club. Please welcome in our new BCP sponsors for the year of 2024, Bree Combination Wrestling. Ahead of their event, Queen of the North 5 is the most prestigious women's tournament in the Northeast and their favorite event of the year, Saturday, April 20th, 2024 at the Mecca in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Get your tickets now at qotn5.eventbrite.com. Thank you, BCW. Guys, I want to shout out the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast. WrestleMania weekend, you have 2 chances to attend live recordings of the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, starring Matt Hardy alongside host John Alba. First at WrestleCon at 4 p.m. for only $25 as Matt and John talk all things TLC. And later that night, don't forget a special opportunity for workers, ring announcers, commentators, and of course, in-ring talent. A rare live recording of the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast where wrestlers can ask questions of the woken, broken, and spoken one himself. And don't forget, workers, this is for you. Commentators, ring announcers, and of course, in-ring talent for just $15 and free for Monster Factory students. Get your tickets now and contact John Alba SFC at gmail.com. We'll see you there April 5th.